Don't go in the basement. That's what everybody says when you see the victim heading down the stairs towards the basement in the horror movies. Today we're going to react to a basement horror story. It's about Dad's basement, though. If you had a basement in your house that Dad just did not want you to go in, how curious would you be? What do you think he would be hiding down there? We might find out in this one, guys. Make sure to head on over to Juan-C's channel. Click subscribe, click the notification bell if you like reaction videos. Make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. Let's get into this reaction. Excuse me?
I grew up in what people would consider a bad household.
Okay. If you had to eat peas, that was a bad relationship.
And they did nothing but argue every day.
Oh, no, that's horrible.
My mom would complain that my dad would stick in the basement almost every day
and
never spend any time with me. And my dad would always have the same response. That he's doing research down there.
Work.
The only problem was that we were prohibited from going down to the basement.
Oh.
3 locks were built into the basement door. And he kept his one key on his old key ring. The key had a torn blue sticker at the bottom of it with a brown rusty tip. However, my mom finally got a hold of it somehow. And that same day when I came home from school, Dad suddenly told me she left us for another man.
Wow.
He seemed truly broken and sunk in his misery.
You got to listen to your spouse,
man. Acting, pretending to be normal at first.
You got to listen to him.
But I couldn't stop crying like a baby when I finally got back in my room.
That's hard, man.
After a few months of emotional breakdowns, my dad finally got over it.
Okay, good.
Furthermore, he started to visit the basement more consistently to the point where I would feel like I lived alone.
Wow.
I kept thinking my dad was working very hard, since I saw him being very distraught after coming upstairs from the basement.
Distraught?
I thought everything was fine.
What's going on down there? I
started hearing noises at night. They weren't just regular noises.
Is he doing genetic experimentation?
Kind of someone's crying and scream of agony.
Oh my God.
But the most disturbing sound of all was the sound of growling, like some kind of beast would exist down in the basement.
Oh my God, that is racist
monsters. The next morning, I complained to my dad, but he acted like he had no idea what I was talking about as he walked past me to get ready for work.
Don't play with me, Dad. Why you got blood on your sleeve, too?
I just shook it off, assuming that he was watching some horror movie down there. Or if I was just imagining the whole thing.
It could have been.
I went back to my room. As it was the weekend, I was ready to catch up on some Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
I turned on my TV, and as I got ready to change the channel,
missing people.
I heard a familiar name.
Daddy has been murdering people.
The news reporter was naming over 40 missing people in our town. And my mom was one of those names as they briefly showed her picture.
Whoa!
Information.
Dad got mom,
I was confused about who would file a missing person report for her. Because my grandparents both died in a tragic car accident years ago.
No.
She had no siblings, and my dad told me she left us for another man.
Dad is killing people.
I wanted to inform my dad, but soon I was concerned it would make him depressed again. And in a way, I was still angry at her for leaving us.
Got to investigate,
so I ignored it and changed the channel.
Let's go in the basement.
A few minutes later, my dad came in to tell me he was leaving for work. He gave me a kiss on my forehead and informed me that he'd be back later that night.
Get the keys, son.
After he left, I invited my best friend Austin to come over.
All right, Austin.
He then arrived shortly after, and we played a game on my PlayStation. As we were about to plunge into the game, we suddenly heard a strange noise coming from the basement.
Y'all got to go.
What was that?
Come on, Austin.
Austin asked.
We got to figure this out. That's not much of a horror movie no more.
My dad does some kinds of experiments down there. It's probably a rat or something.
A rat?
Austin looked amused.
What size?
No, dude, we can't go down there. My dad said so, I said quickly, bringing an end to Austin's excitement.
A rat, dude.
It has no reason to doubt that Austin was disappointed.
What the hell?
Then he asked for something to drink, so I went to the kitchen to get some juice for him. However,
Austin broke in the basement.
A foul odor of something rotting as soon as I arrived in the kitchen.
What?
I looked around to see what could be the cause of the smell.
It's Mom.
And I found that the basement door was cracked
open. No.
I went to close it.
Dead bodies,
but
monsters.
Curiosity got
I don't know what
to
expect, y'all.
So I called Austin to help
me
investigate.
The devil, maybe?
We darted down the stairs to the basement, clenching our noses at that horrible smell.
Oh, my God.
It was dark until Austin found a light switch and quickly flicked it on. However, we had to regret our decision instantly after we saw the inside of the basement. There were people hanging from hooks with random limbs missing.
Oh,
As we were standing in horror,
I knew
Austin clenched my shirt strongly. I could see the
No
piles
monster?
of feces and human remains contained within certain sections of the room. But the most disturbing and disgusting sight of all was the cage in the dark right corner
Oh
of the
no,
room.
he was sewing them together?
The inside of it seemed to be a person sleeping at first. But as it looked up, I quickly
It's a
realized
blob!
that thing was not a person. What is that?
What? Yeah, what is it?
Shouted,
Show us.
shaking with fear. I ignored his question. To be more specific, I couldn't answer.
Oh my God!
That
Can you
thing
imagine the
was
horror?
Indescribably frightening. It looked like a deformed human with its mouth filled with crooked and ragged teeth covering the majority of its face.
Daddy done made a monster.
Its face pointed outward with creases where the nose should be.
Oh, creepy,
the eyes were
man.
bulging out of its head as it fixated its glance toward Austin and me. Food. It said to us slowly with
That
excitement
has been
and
feeding the
malicious
neighbors
voice.
to his
Then
pet.
it started clawing at the iron bars of the cage with its needle-like hands.
Why you got a
I
mouth
sat
on your
there in
forehead,
horror
dude?
until Austin grabbed my wrist. We ran up the stairs
Yeah,
scrambling
just
for
go.
the escape and shut the door.
Go, go, go.
After I made sure it was
Call the
perfectly
police,
locked,
bruh.
I saw
Call
Austin
the
sitting on the
SCP
carpet
Foundation.
floor with his knees to his
Call
chest.
the National Guard.
Once we had
There's a
few
monster
moments of
in my
silence,
basement. It looks like
I then
the devil.
finally realized
My daddy
what
made
really happened to my mom
Yep.
and those missing people in our town.
God
At that
dang,
instant,
man.
Austin muttered like this. Your dad, he was feeding those people.
Yeah,
to that
he
thing.
was. Look at
Now,
him. Look at his face. You saw?
What should I do now?
Call somebody. God dang it, man. I ain't believing. You know, I knew he was a murderer. I knew it. Ever since I saw the title of this video, I knew he was going to be a murderer. I knew people were getting murdered in the basement. I had no idea. Dad was feeding the devil with Guys, make sure to hit 1C Entertainment up, as well as a couple other videos that I reacted to. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.